Hey guys, Helicool Helipad. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you coming and spending some time with me today. I got the welding wire in, and this will be part deuce of the exhaust system modification. So we're going to cut up some of this this pipe here. Hopefully I can do it in such a manner that I only use one set, because I want to keep one set for Malachi just fresh, just in case I have to put it back to normal. And I also want to be able to do just one set so that if you're planning on doing this mod, then you can do it too and you don't have to go and buy some extra stuff. So here we go. Stay tuned. Alright, so just as I planned, I want to get this piece, turn this piece into the front, keep this piece for the Plenumejection port. So I want to cut it about right here. That's better. Okay, I like that. So this will be the front. I'm going to attempt to weld a flange on the front of this to marry up to the other part that goes to the muffler, and that way I can just use one of those little flange connectors. Time for some PPE. Well, after doing some dry fitting, I have to cut this piece off here because this just basically goes pretty much right down by the drive shaft, and I can't have that. It looks like I'm going to have to at least peen one edge and possibly two, but this cut here, this is a definite. This has got to come off. Whether I peen the edge or weld the edge, that remains to be seen. Well, here's something I need to show you because I didn't see this before. Remember I said this was going to be turned around. This was the tailpipe at the very end, and I was going to turn this around so this would be towards the front. Well, this is what I couldn't see inside. I don't know if you can see that, but it has a tube that actually faces to the rear. Which would help pull the debris out of the plenum. So this is going to have to be the front, and this is going to have to be the rear. So I need to come up with something a few more inches here to get this to fit. Well, let's try dry fitting it, see if that tube will reach around. Just like that. Tube would be just right there. And if I go straight across, it just about lines up exactly with that other tube, but it really doesn't give a whole lot of room to bend. If I could just extend this just a few inches more, maybe to there, it would give enough room for this tube to bend towards this flange. And that would work. All right, so this little S-turn has a flange side on it. I want to cut this straight piece off, and then I'm probably going to need to cut this straight piece, but Right. Looks like I'm gonna need to peen at least one side. But it looks like I can weld the others. All right, I moved the operation inside. The show must go on. Okay, my intention is to weld these together. I think this will give me plenty enough room. This being the front, that being the rear. Just remember, you got to cut the tip of where it was welding because the wire will balloon out just a little bit. Cut that off so it will fit through. Undo the tensioner, and you can basically just take this wire all the way back through. Now you got to be careful to hold on to it when it's getting toward the end, otherwise this will just unspool like crazy and you'll have a rat nest. Just a couple tips. Well, actually, that's not too bad, considering that I'm just doing it with mostly argon and CO2. Shielding gas is not doing too bad at all. The weld is, even though I'm tacking it just a little bit at a time, I don't want to burn through, because this is hot. Hot weld. That's looking good. Well, actually, that is not bad. It's not bad at all. Now this is ultra high heat silver, and I need to put some black on it, but I just painted that on there just to see what the weld looked like, and I'm liking it. All right, after Bob whacked on it for about 15-20 minutes and I whacked on it for about a half an hour. Stainless steel is pretty tough stuff, but you can do it if you have the right tools. So it fits like a glove. It just takes a little bit of patience and a whole lot of work. Probably about 10 times more work swinging that hammer than it is welding. By doing this, I saved the piece that's on the muffler, because I could have just cut the flange off of the muffler and welded it onto here, but now I've at least saved the muffler as a spare part. If anybody after my waiting period is over, if anybody needs a muffler, I'll have an extra one. Well, this is the last cut I'm gonna make and do a little bit more welding, but I think this project has turned out pretty good. I'm gonna check the decibel level after I'm done. And for those guys that pointed out my mistake of how that tube worked, you can't switch it around from forward to rearward anymore. Of course, I saw that once I looked down the tube and was like, oh, my idea is not going to work. So for those guys that pointed that out to me, I'm going to put you right up here and send me your address, and I'll send you an unofficial Helicool Helipad vinyl sticker. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. So this is the long pipe, and this is where I'm going to cut it, right here. And then my plan is to weld on the very tip, so it actually goes down just a little bit more and focuses the exhaust straight down, or as close to straight down as possible. Well, these are the two pieces that I have left, other than the muffler. And this is the final tail pipe. And I have to say, that weld doesn't look too bad. I hope that I've gained a few street credits for the weld that made up for the problem that I almost did with this, getting this backwards. But never worked with one of these before, so I didn't really know that there was the Venturi inside there. So now I do. Figured it out, thank goodness, before I did something really bad and had to rip it apart again, but I'm liking it. Alright guys, I'm under Malachi, and this is of course where the Plenumejection port comes out, and used to come to there, and I have rerouted it to go over the drive shaft and hook into here. This is where the muffler used to be. I've got these temporary wooden supports in just to keep it at the same height. I have a confession to make. This isn't exactly my best effort. And doing some analysis, I just realized that, well, I wanted to get something done while I was on break from school, and I didn't really think it all the way through. I really should have known that this pipe was going this direction, and I couldn't reverse the flow. And my other goal was that I was going to use just one set of pipes. And after looking at everything here, I've still got one more pipe to put on here, but you know what? That pipe is this pipe. And if my goal was to only use one set of pipes, I just blew my goal. So my advice then is to just put the down spout right here, and you'll be good to go just using one set of pipes. And I've got one that goes a little bit longer and goes almost all the way back to the back axle. But all right, so I didn't make my goal. I didn't plan it out the best that I could have. It turned out anyway. So what I'm going to do now is check the decibel level. All right, this will be the first time starting Malachi up with the exhaust system changed. See just how it sounds. know what? I don't notice very much of a change at all. All right, so that decibel test is just with the exhaust just heading straight back without the other pipe that I have to put on. Just because I wanted to make sure that you guys got an honest look at what the decibel level might look like if you just used your original pipes and not had an extra link like I'm going to use. Hey guys, if you like the video, go ahead and press the like button down below, leave a comment. Hopefully you got some good stuff out of this video, even though I may have made a mistake here and there. I'll try to do better next time and get my research down. But you know what? That's sometimes what happens when you try to do stuff that not a whole lot of other people have done, but I have seen a few, not in great detail, and I'm trying to show you as much detail as I can. But until next time, guys, please subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. You know what I'm going to say? Be safe, and God bless.